Good morning and welcome back to the weekly deal analysis here in the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. Each and every week, I jump on here, find a random house on the internet, break it down for a cash deal and a creative deal. Let's get into it. So, if you caught last week's episode, we looked in Greenville, did not find a good deal, so we just jumped across the state a little bit, and today we are breaking down two, excuse me, 3209 River Drive in Columbia, South Carolina, 29201. This is a three-bedroom, one bath, 1,800 square feet, and it was built in 1935. It's been, well, they had a big price cut. That was kind of what caught my eye. They had a $30,000 price cut about a month and a half ago. And so I always look for that stuff. They're now asking 299. Zillow is saying it's just a little bit below that. They have been on the market for 56 days. Good amount of inquiries or views and a handful of saves. Let's see what they have to say about this thing. Three fireplaces. As old as this thing was, I bet that's how they used to heat this thing. Bungalow. All right. Nothing jumping out at me here in the comments. Scroll down, see what else we can see. So it's got gas heat on the first level, central air. Only a single story, so no basement, no upper levels. So if you're looking for something without steps, this could be a good one. So quite a significant increase here, which is probably part of why it's not moving. What is this button up here? Oh, that's what they originally listed for. Wow. Mm. All right, so they originally listed for 329, made that price cut that we talked about. They bought this thing in 2001 for 168,500. Well, no wonder it's not selling. 2021 was arguably the height of the highest value ever. So it was probably not in the best condition, but I'm not seeing almost double. Let's see what the neighborhood's doing. Taxes seem pretty reasonable. All right. We got a 550 here. This thing looks like it's on almost two lots. And then we got a 205, 232, 213, 250, 150, 265, 300. These numbers are all over the place. All right, let's see what sold. Here we go. Let's check this one out. Same street, and honestly, just a couple doors down. Let's see what this one is. Doesn't look as nice, but three bedrooms, three baths. It's got two more full bathrooms. And this thing sold for 236. I think our subject property is nicer, but doesn't clearly have the square footage. So if this thing's only 236, what else we can find about this one before we make that determination? Newer, bigger, newer, bigger, newer, bigger. All right. So, oh, we haven't looked at the pictures yet. Let's see what this thing looks like. It's pretty. Does not have a gutter on the front, it looks like. Doesn't look like it has gutters anywhere. Nice deck off the back, nice shed, pretty front porch. Original wood floors. Could use some love. Looks like this fireplace is kind of blocked off. Another fireplace blocked off. Same one. Yeah, same. Kitchen looks nice. Got some LVP. Definitely looks like older style of cabinets. I like the coloring though. Good laundry room. Oh, that's not even a laundry room. Laundry room's just in the kitchen. Bedroom, ceiling fan. Nice fencing. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is probably a greenhouse more than just a utility shed. There's your shed in the back there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a greenhouse. And then this looks like the cellar doors to get into the crawl space for the underneath the house. So, I mean, overall, it's nice, but it's not $300,000 nice. So, based on everything we just looked at, we're gonna go our ARV. I'm thinking it's gonna be between 225, 250 maybe. So let me write that down. 225 to 250. All right, next, you know where I'm going, the Invest Nest. So I got it pulled up here on the Invest Nest. If uh, if you're looking for software to use, I really like this. It's very user friendly. It's very affordable. I think it's like 15 bucks a month. And if you use my code Chris Thompson Real Estate at checkout, you get 50% off your first month. If you just want to try it out, I believe they do a 1 week free trial just to kind of test everything and see if it works for you. You don't even have to put a credit card in. So if you're like me and you forget that, hey, I signed up for this thing, but I don't like it and I want to get rid of it, no harm, no foul, because you don't have to put your credit card number in. One of the coolest things, you can skip trace directly in here and they don't charge extra for it. Small plug. So let's check this thing out. They're estimating it at 299 because that's what it's listed at. Estimated mortgage, rents, and financing details. Estimated the mortgage at 960. They bought this thing. Ooh, and they took out a $30,000 HELOC the end of last year. They're all in it are about 200. I had to take my guesses. So it looks like that, yeah, they got a HELOC on this thing. So factoring those numbers in, I think that kind of hits where I'm saying that the ARV is about 225. Let me do some quick math here. Hang on 1 second. Or they have, that's been paid down. All right, if you want to know more and you want me to do a video on that, just drop a comment below and I'll do an analysis on how I came up with that 225 just based off of their current mortgages. Really, it's this appraised value of what they got when they did this refinance or pulled the HELOC. We're in Richland County. That'll come into play here in a minute. Property details. This is saying built in 95. That's weird. And it's, yeah, that's about right. This year built, that was likely a renovation build, but we're not going to worry about that. All right, let's go calculate our return. So we're going to call this thing 3209. Drive helps if I can spell. All right, we're going to go with that 225. Or excuse me. So our offer, or excuse me, our ARV we're saying is 225. So our cash price for me personally is going to be 70% of that. I can't do math in my head, so 225 times 0.7, 15,750. Oh, I did my math wrong. 223 times 0.7, 157,500. 157. It's already less than what they originally paid for it, so I don't have high hopes on this, but let's see what the numbers play out. So 157,500. And closing cost 2 points. Hard money cost 2 points. For this, overall, the pictures look like it's in great shape, so we're going to do 0 for improvements on that. Down payment, 20%. And interest rates, I think I just got quoted at 7 the other day, so we're going to go with 7, and on a 30-year term, we want to spread those payments out. All right, so they're saying rent is 1810, and I always like to check it against HUD. Not that we're going to go with HUD or Section 8 as most people know it, but I always like to check it. So for a 3-bedroom, they're offering 1658 and 1870. So let's split the middle and call it 1700. And our insurance, we're going to say is 1500, which is $125 a month. I can do that math in my head because I've done it so many times. 10% management fee. What are all of the utilities the tenant's going to pay? We're not taking care of those. This is our war chest. I like to hold 5% for repairs and maintenance, vacancy, and another 5% for CapEx. So all in 15% in that reserve fund. We can get a nice 2% appreciation, raise rents 2% each year. Plan to hold it for about 10 years, and we're real estate investors. We don't pay full commission. All right. Very good. I like this deal. What do you think about it? Drop me a comment below. So we are looking at a monthly cash flow of $310 a month, which is a pretty good number. Our all-in cash is going to be $37,000. And the cool thing with this, I can sit here and adjust this up or down. I like this thing a lot. We can adjust our down payment, our rate. We don't have to go back and do all of this stuff. So our cash on cash return, 10%, pretty solid. Our ROI is almost 22%. I like these numbers. Property tax. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that property tax number is way off. I missed something somewhere. Let me go back. Property. Okay. Where did I miss the property tax? Oh, here we go. Yeah, no, I completely missed that. So that's obviously going to change our numbers a bit. And what is the good old Zillow saying our property taxes are? Clearly, it is not accurate in the nest. There we go. This was from 3 years ago, 12/22. Let's just call it 1,300. They've 21, they went down, 22, they went up. Who the heck knows what's going on? So, you know what? I'd rather kind of highball it. So let's highball it at 1,400. Is that fair? 14. Yeah, how much this changes our number. All right, so basically change it about $100 a month. So our monthly cash flow, 195.5, and that's still holding 15% in reserves. So we got our management fee, property taxes, insurance, reserve fund, 255. Not bad. Year one, 6.3. I like it. Now, obviously, they have to accept this offer, but I'd say it's a pretty good numbers. And again, they have to accept this. It's less than what they paid for it just 4 years ago. So we'll see. Now, the fun part. Now we're going to go break down the creative side of things. This is my creative calculator. It just helps me kind of break down deals. If you'd like a copy of this, my creative checklist, or even a copy of my contract, go to my website, christhompsonteam.com. You can download all of these. I don't charge for them, so use them, love them, enjoy it. I hope it works for you. All right, we said our ARV is 225. And on a creative deal, I like to go in about 15% low. So let's try those numbers out. What's 15% off of that? 225 times 0.15, 33,750. That gives us an offer price of 191,250. All right, we're going to offer them a beautiful interest rate to us of 2%. Now to figure out what our PITI is, I'm going over to bank rate. So we said our offer price is 191,250, I believe. Is that correct? Yep, 191,250. We're only going to put 5% down. Our rate is going to be 2 points. Our zip code is 29201. Drop some of this stuff. Property tax was 117 a month. Insurance is 125 a month. Let's see what we got. 914. Pretty solid number. So that's our PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. $914. Our potential rents, we said, are 1,700. And because I got these formulas built in already, that gives us a net cash flow of $362 a month. I like that. A whole lot more. All right. And our down payment, we said, was 5%, 95.62. Agent's not getting it done. We're going to offer them $1,000. There is no assignment fee because we're not getting this deal from a wholesaler. Closing costs, I have no idea what they are in Columbia, South Carolina, but I'm guessing both sides, we're looking about 3.6%, 3.5%, somewhere in there. Renos, we said, are 0, holding 2 months of that PITI, no arrears, and a good TC is going to cost you about $1,000. So all in, we're just over $20,000. And we get our ROI, we get all of our original investment back within about 4.5 years. And that's with no rent increases. So if we can kind of tick those rents up little by little, we could probably have all of our original investment back within 3 years or less. I think this is pretty solid. What do you think? After last week's failure on the deal in Greenville, I think we may have found a good one here in Columbia. 3209 River Drive in Columbia, South Carolina. It works for a cash deal and it works for a creative deal. Obviously, I like the creative deal better. It's less money out of pocket and it's a higher monthly net each and every month. Thanks for tuning in this week to the weekly deal analysis here in the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. We'll see you next time.